What if I told you that electric cars, the future of transportation, soon be left behind as relics of a fleeing era? That's what the CEO of Toyota is predicting, and whatever the reason behind this bold claim, it's astounding. He said that a new engine, one using nothing but air, would soon make electric vehicles, or EVs, obsolete. If this is the way the technology does work, as Toyota believes it will, we might be facing a whole new era in the automotive industry. This is no far-out fantasy or dream of the distant future either. This is something that can be physically felt, and quite a huge gamble too on the part of Toyota. So, what makes this air-powered engine revolutionary? And why does the CEO of Toyota think such an engine can spell the end of the electric car's reign? The most essential part of this new development and innovation at Toyota is a compressed air-driven engine. The basic beliefs behind this technology are simple, yet strong. Instead of depending on either gasoline, diesel, or even electricity to move the car, this engine runs on compressed air stored in tanks built into the car's chassis. This high-pressure air is released in a controlled manner to drive pistons that create mechanical energy. Essentially, it acts like any other internal combustion engine, but without the combustion of fuel. Engineers at Toyota managed to take that old idea and turn it into something that could actually replace both gasoline-powered and electric cars. The air is compressed into high-pressure tanks and released to power the car. As such, the entire vehicle design was oriented toward maximizing the air it could hold, allowing the car to travel large distances on a single refill of air. It further results in a system that has the same practicality and range as traditional cars, but without the resultant emissions or harm to the environment. According to the CEO of Toyota, this is a technology that is greener than EVs and at the same time practical in everyday applicative terms. Electric cars have been called the future of transportation, and several governments and companies around the world have invested billions in EV technology. But despite their benefits, EVs come with a considerable amount of drawbacks, and Toyota's CEO has always been cautious about fully embracing them. Arguably, the biggest problem is probably the battery. The most common lithium-ion batteries are expensive to produce, with their environmental footprint not being seen as clean as people might think. Expressing this in another way, mining the materials for battery manufacturing, especially lithium and cobalt, has a very bad effect on the environment. Moreover, when these batteries reach the end of their life and have to be discarded, their safe disposal becomes a major problem. Considering that the electric car does not give out fumes while on the road, engages their environmental viability in question. Another factor that reduces the favor of electric cars is how long it takes to charge them. Even the most extreme chargers available take up to 30 minutes to an hour to charge an EV battery, and regular home chargers take even longer. Compare that with filling up a gas tank, which takes just a few minutes. Such factors, especially when on long-distance travel and poorly developed charging infrastructure, are a real hassle and tend to work in disadvantageous ways. To the chief of Toyota, these faults represent the Achilles heel of electric vehicles. With EVs dominating the conversation of the future of transportation, the various fallacies of batteries and long charges represent issues hard to envision and escape from. An air-powered engine under development at Toyota cuts square in the face of such issues: faster to refuel, easier to maintain, and less damaging to the environment. So, how does Toyota's air-powered engine overcome obstacles that have stymied electric cars? The answer has to do with the efficiency and simplicity of the technology. Compressed air is abundant, cheap to produce, and doesn't require the mining of rare materials like lithium or cobalt. The system Toyota is developing stores air in high-pressure tanks, which can be refueled in a matter of minutes, similar to filling a gas tank today. With an air car, you can refuel your car in precisely the same amount of time that you would with a gas car, only much cleaner, without creating any hazardous byproducts or emissions. The infrastructure that would be required to facilitate air cars is also less complex than what is called for with electric cars. In lieu of having a network of charging stations, refueling stations, manned with compressed air, could be set up much more easily. Another key benefit of the technology, however, is that heavy, resource-intensive batteries aren't required. This makes air-powered vehicles much lighter and, by extension, far more efficient. It greatly extends their range. According to Toyota, air-powered cars may one day breeze past, or at least match, the range of electric cars without the weight and cost associated with a battery. Another of the major selling points of electric cars has always been their environmental benefits. However, there are serious questions, as we've discussed, about just how eco-friendly these vehicles actually are with the process of producing and discarding EV batteries. The air-powered engine will sidestep these issues altogether. Compressed air is not only clean, but also renewable. There are zero harmful emissions during the operation of the vehicle, smaller environmental footprint compared to mining for lithium or other rare earth materials. In fact, the only thing coming out of the exhaust pipe of an air-powered vehicle is clean air. This, the head of Toyota considers the ultimate solution to the ecological problems created by today's means of transportation. Unlike electric cars still dependent on resource-intensive manufacturing processes, air-powered vehicles could be built and serviced at a fraction of the environmental cost. Thus, the creation of a clean efficiency-termed car is a decision by Toyota only to invest in air-powered technology in an effort at branding the company as the front-runner in a new generation of automotive innovation. Toyota is taking a contrarian bet that eventually air-powered engines will prove to be the superior solution. This is a company that has rarely let conventional wisdom stand in its way. They were the first to popularize hybrid technology with the Prius, and now, with this latest engine, it seems set to disrupt the EV revolution. As the CEO proudly stated, as the world slowly wakes up to the irrelevance of electric cars, consumers will start moving toward alternatives, and that's where it'll, as in Toyota, will be waiting. The air-powered engine solves many of the problems that electric cars have yet to overcome. Quicker to refuel, easier to maintain, and cheaper to make. In short, Toyota's CEO believes this technology offers all the benefits of electric cars, without the drawbacks. So, it's the chief executive of Toyota who has just set the cat among the pigeons, and the new air-powered engine comes with huge ramifications. If it works as promised, it could give the heave-ho to electric cars in their current form. The convenience, environmental benefits, and cost-effectiveness of air-powered technology could make EVs seem outdated by comparison. But what do you think? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.